right, take two for the SHAG Sports Cards inaugural pod. Hopefully this one's even better than take one. We thought we were live. We were not. All right, so I think this thing's going to be called, Card Dummies, Card Donkeys, something like that?
The Card Dummies.
We are the Card Dummies. We know just enough about sports cards to be dangerous. All right, I am Hoos. This is Don. We got a couple of other members of the SHAG squad. We'll tell some stories about later, but just want to let you know what we're gonna do here. We want to have some different members of the card community in our podcast from time to time. This first one's just going to be myself and Don, but we want to have some of our regular customers, some SHAG squatters, come on, tell their story, and just kind of talk to us. But mainly, we're just gonna come on here and shoot the shit for a little bit. So let's get started. First thing I wanted to do was tell some stories about how I met some of the SHAG squad members. First one I got here is Spags. SHAG Spags. I actually got to know him through my neighbor growing up, and he was coming over there the one day, and his dad started to talk about, or my neighbor's dad started to talk about Spags, and it makes so much sense now, but back then I had no idea what was going on. So he started to talk about him, and he just went like Impags, and then started busting up laughing, like just hysterical laughing. I had no idea why, because he didn't even say other words about it. But knowing Spags now, and we're just like, oh, Spags is Spags. So it just makes way too much sense now. But even better story is when I met Garsha. So that is the fourth member of our SHAG team. The G in SHAG was going to Xavier on a college trip, go visit my buddy there. And all of a sudden this car comes peeling in the driveway. Guy gets out, stands on the hood of his car, lifting something over his head like he's like holding up a speaker to his girlfriend's house or something. It's just a case of Busch Light, and he's jumping and dancing, and McCready's like, yep, there's Garsha. And that was my introduction to Garsha. Crazy Garsha.
He's wild.
Crazy dude.
You think he's so quiet, but I feel like he's not.
Oh, yeah. You just got to get a couple drinks in him. then the Garcia stops and the Garsha comes out. Oh, they're going to love watching this pod.
Oh, boy.
They might fire me from SHAG. You guys are going to be SAG Sports here soon. All right, let's get to first couple questions I have for you, Don.
What are you sipping on, Hoos? That's the first question I have for you.
I'm actually out of it now, but I had some wine.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of red wine.
Yeah.
That's the last drop of it.
Rookie move. You got to bring your booze with you.
Yeah, I might have to leave mid-pod and go get some more. Anyways, my first thing, and this has been eating at me for a while now, I know you're just going to berate me. Do you think a specialist, like a punter or kicker, like their card could ever take off?
All right, so we already talked about this, obviously, but I was thinking about it. So I want to say no, unless they had like a huge following coming up through high school and going into college, with doing like a bunch of trick kicks and stuff like that, like that went viral. But I feel like there's been some kickers that have done that before.
Yeah, that's
and they're not really anything. I think Tucker has a chance to be somewhat valuable because I really think that he might be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But at the same time, it's just tough because no one cares about them.
Which is weird because like they literally win and lose games.
Yeah, I agree.
Like 66-yard field goal won a game.
Yeah.
How many kickers are making that? 1 out of 32.
Yep.
Literally one. But the main reason I thought of that question was Pat McAfee. So like he's build up this huge brand. Everybody loves Pat McAfee. He was just a punter in the NFL. So if he was a punter in the NFL still and had the popularity that he has now, would his card be worth anything?
So that'll always be tough, I think, for those guys because they don't get the camera time or the interview time to make people like them. Didn't Pat McAfee get in trouble for like drunken?
Oh, he got in trouble all the time.
Wasn't he like naked in Indianapolis, drunk, swimming through like the river?
Probably. I listened to his podcast. That wouldn't have shocked me. I love the Pat McAfee podcast, by the way. The dude is hilarious.
I watch all his tons of his YouTube stuff. He just makes sense. And he knows a lot of stuff too.
Yeah. He just seems like a dude you'd want to hang out with.
Absolutely 100%.
The ones where he had with John Daly were just awesome.
I would love to meet him, dude.
But like I feel like it's 2021 though. Like you might not get the press, but like you can make it on Twitter, you can make it on TikTok, you can make it on Instagram. Like if you're basically anybody, if you're like a funny dude, if you're entertaining, like people are gonna find you.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. 100%. People will find you.
Especially if you're already like in the NFL.
Yeah. I just think it's tough though. I don't know.
I feel like we need to be on the lookout for a guy who's like a fringe performer and then just like takes off on social media.
Well, what about Seattle's punter that just had the double punt, the first ever double punt?
Well, what's his social media like?
I couldn't tell you. That's the problem.
That's what's important.
Yes. Yep.
What about like a former player, maybe just like an average player, and they become like a Hall of Fame coach? Like the Andy Reid card.
So, that's tough.
Andrew Reid, wasn't he a punter? Was that what it was? The Andrew Reid?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. I know Bill Belichick's card, one of his cards, was his first head coaching job with the Browns.
Yeah.
All right. I think he has a pro set card or something like that. It actually sells for a more decent amount than you would think in a PSA 10. I think it's like $200 or something like that.
Also, why is Mike Vrabel the only coach that has a card in all of these sets?
I don't know.
Is it because he was a player?
Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
And like a kind of recent player, did he pay somebody off to be included in these sets?
Yeah. Maybe they just wanted I don't know if every coach has a card eventually.
I don't know. I feel like the only cards I ever see are the Mike Vrabels in every friggin' set.
Yeah, is Cliff Kingsbury getting a card this year?
I don't think so.
Cardinals are looking good.
I'm just wondering, like, what level of like mediocrity or like good would it take to if they become a coach, make that card skyrocket? Like Byron Leftwich is about to become a head coach. Was he a good enough player? Probably not.
No, he was definitely not a good enough player, but I do see what you're saying. You're saying like not a Steve Nash type who was an MVP and
exactly
stuff, and now he has a chance to win the title with the Nets. Talking about a Byron Leftwich,
like a John Kitna.
A what?
John Kitna. Tara's gonna berate me for calling him average.
Kitna had a way better career than Byron Leftwich ever did.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, if a guy like that becomes a head coach, can his card skyrocket? I don't know.
He would have to win some Super Bowls
as a coach.
Yeah, probably 2 or 3 of them. I don't. When you say skyrocket, you mean like a $5 card to like a $300, $200 card? Maybe
at least in the hundreds.
Yeah,
like what Taylor Horton Tucker did over the summer.
Yeah, I'm so glad I sold that card when I did.
Yeah, I didn't get on that yet. I think I opened a pack of the premium stock like right after that happened, and I got a Horton Tucker and listed it, and nothing happened with it. I just barely missed the whole thing. So again, the next thing. So tell me how you feel about all the grading companies. So for me, it's like waiting for PSA. It's become like almost like it's almost like Christmas. Like it's once a year you might get something from PSA. So it's like all you're doing is like you're just a kid. You're just waiting for a year for that one day to come, for something to come from PSA. And it's just like, I've gotten to the point, I don't know that I can do it anymore with PSA. I've
So
go with you, SGC, HGA. Like the PSA waiting for 10 months has killed me.
So I've never even really wanted to deal with Beckett. Like they've never even been on my radar for grading. Unless, obviously, as we've learned, those bigger, thicker patch cards, it makes sense to send to them because of their overall grading scale. But I wanted to bring this up too. I actually got an email from PSA the other day about something I sent them in March, Pokemon card packs that are being graded, moved into grading. So they actually moved into grading. So, and PSA is grading like 50, or I think the last 3 weeks they did like 191,000, 198,000, and 191,000 cards.
Once it hits grading, you're like, what, 3 days away from getting it, right? I mean, it doesn't take long after that, usually.
I'd say 3 days into them running through that process, I bet.
Yeah.
So that was in March, though, that they got that. So they're catching up. I don't know if like they have a separate thing for packs of cards compared to actual cards, but they're grading a lot of cards every week. So they're catching up. But I am a firm believer in SGC. A lot of the higher industry people have started jumping on the SGC bandwagon as well.
Are they going to get bought out?
I don't think so. I think that was just rumors.
Yeah. Everybody acted like it was going to happen like that week, and nothing happened.
I think PSA doesn't want to grade cheap cards anymore. I think they're fine with saying, look, we're the Mercedes of the card world. Send us your cards. Eventually, I may think maybe they come down to $75, maybe $100 a card. But they want the bigger, better card.
Learn their lesson too, though.
What's that?
I think everybody's going to learn their lesson because so many people just sent in like their base, Bo Bichette's. Oh, I got exactly. Like when the whole card craze started, everybody sent it in like, oh, I got an absolute rookie of Justin Herbert. And it's like, send this to PSA. There's a billion of them.
But here's the thing about it. What did you pay per card back then? $10 on value?
20.
All right. You're never going to be able to get a slab card in a PSA for $20 again. So there is value in that, in my opinion. Like, I have like 200 something Pokemon cards at PSA. I got all those graded at $10 a piece. I will never be able to get a card graded for less than $30 anymore.
Agreed.
So even if I only sell those cards for $10, at least I'm getting my money back.
The problem is everybody was doing it at that price at that time.
Yeah.
So everybody sent in the same cards that you were sending in. So like if there's a billion PSA 10s, you might as well not even have one.
Correct.
So I don't know. I this whole like Panini Redemption, PSA subs, like every day I just feel like I'm like the Cookie Monster gift, just watching the ball go back and forth, and I'm just sitting there like, it's just becoming very frustrating. I did finally get one thing back from Panini, and then I sent it to PSA and got a PSA 8, and I had face.
I mean, I have all these ready to send out to SGC. Like, I want Kevin Porter Jr. pink cracked ice.
Kevin Porter Jr.
I mean, I think SGC is the play. HGA, I like the slab. I think HGA has the nicest slabs, dude.
Absolutely.
They look good. They don't scratch. They're like scratch proof or something. Whereas, like, if you get an SGC, a PSA, a Beckett slab back, that thing get all scratched up and people don't want it.
I like what they did last week too. They had that issue where they graded a fraudulent card.
Yeah, the Patrick
obviously fraudulent card, and they bought it back from the guy.
So that's what PSA does. PSA has a buyback program to where they'll buy that card to what you paid for it or what the market price is for it, just because they want to get it out of rotation.
Mm-hmm.
So they did do a good thing with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they hadn't done that, they would have gotten just literally. They would have tanked.
People, the thing is, people are going to make mistakes. New grading companies are going to make mistakes. PSA does it all the time. I just watched a video of a guy who got a huge BGS sub back, and they took one of his cards and it was flipped upside down in the holder.
Oh, so, yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
Mistakes happen. It's just, to me, it's what they do after it happens that matters the most.
Mm-hmm.
Do they just try to push it under the rug, let it keep going, let it keep happening? Do they fix it? What do they do? And I like that they did what they did.
Absolutely. Beginning, I was like the biggest hater of HGA in the world. And I've come around to them a little bit because they've stopped making so much noise. They've just kind of
started working,
put their head down, worked, and like that. They just quietly did the right thing.
Yep.
It's like that's way better than mucking it up with people and like arguing with people like they were at the beginning. I feel like whoever was running their social media there for a while got a stern talking to. And it was like, look, this is not how we want to do this, because for a while they were engaging people, and that's never the way to do it as a business.
Nope.
Always going to lose.
Yep.
Engaging any troll on Twitter, even if you're just a human, like a regular person, you're always losing by engaging trolls. So I don't know where we're at on time, but I got at least one more question.
We got plenty of time.
All right, so I wasn't able to make it to the national this year, but you guys all went out there without me, had a blast.
It was awesome.
So tell me a little bit about the peeps out there and like the experience that you had.
All right, so I will tell you what I thought about it, and I'll tell you next year what I'm going to be doing, because when I got home, I instantly got a hotel ready for next year.
Where's next year's at?
Atlantic City, dude.
Oh, that's gonna be troublesome for me. I need to make sure I plan the birthday party for a different weekend this time.
I told Ashley I was like, that's gonna be our vacation for the year. We're gonna take the whole week off, head down there on like Saturday, the week prior, go Saturday to Sunday and come back.
Well, that might be the plan. I just take the whole fam out there. They can go do their thing by the pool, and I'll go to the card show.
Oh, you're right there on the beach, or essentially the beach, essentially. All right. So what I will tell you is it's very important to be there the whole time. There's just so much. It's so big. It's overwhelming. Imagine the biggest card show you've ever been to personally, and let's just say it's, what is it? Maybe like Hartville Flea Market?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, probably. Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, maybe that one at the Holiday Inn, but that was just 2 rooms.
Now imagine the Hartville Flea Market, Hoos, with all the inside and everything outside where people set up at.
It's all cards.
It'd be that whole entire area. That's how big it is.
But especially if you want to go through, like, I mean, I don't know if they had like dollar bins and stuff.
Absolutely.
They did?
They have everything and anything. They literally tell you if you can't find it at the National, it doesn't exist. Because there's literally everything and anything and everyone with anything sports related there.
What are the prices like compared to like, because you know the prices around here at card shows. A lot of people list their stuff like way above eBay. Is it like that out there?
So here's what I will tell you. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think you can even go there on Wednesday at like in the late afternoon for a few hours. Well, first, I would highly suggest getting the whatever the top of the line entry thing is. Because you can get in early, you get a bunch of free stuff, and it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be there all days. So what I would suggest is for the first day, you won't be able to walk the whole thing in a day. It'll take you longer. If you're really going through looking at each table and stuff, it'll take you longer than one full day to walk the whole entire thing. So
I'm like the least patient person, though.
You have to have patience at this thing. You have to have patience at this place. because a card you see at this table, there's going to be 20 more of them.
Yeah.
Even if you've never seen it before.
So day one, you're kind of just pricing.
Scoping out. Yep. Scoping out. I would suggest taking pictures of the cards you want, asking the prices on them at every single table, anything you're interested in. While you're doing that, go through all the dollar boxes. Find the best deals of cards that either you want or you think you can maybe flip. That night, there's usually a trade night, and it goes till about 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God, a trade night at the National Card Show? What is that? That's gotta be wild.
Every night there's a trade night happening. Every night.
Is that where you see that stuff on Twitter where like $1 million trades are going down? It's like ridiculous. Maybe not millions, but
yep. So wear comfortable shoes that you're going to be comfortable walking in. Bring a couple bottles of water with you. Don't be afraid to pack. Don't be afraid to pack like snacks and like protein bars or something like that, because their food sucks. It's like the crappiest hot dogs you've ever had in your entire life.
Oh my! Worse than like golf course hot dogs?
Yeah. Well, some golf course hot dogs are pretty good.
Actually, one I had recently was real good. I forget where it was. I wish I could shout them out, but
my brother loves finding a good. Oh, you know what it is? Pleasant View in Louisville has really, really good hot dogs, but their food's terrible. So make sure you pack food.
I mean, it could be different at the new place, though.
That's true, but I would still pack like chewy bars or granola bars or just something of that nature. You can always leave and come back in, but you only have so long there, and again, it takes so long to do it. The prices will drop as the days go on and it gets closer to the end.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they don't want to go home with as much or whatever. So on Sunday or even late Saturday, you can start getting better deals. But I always, too, at the same time, don't be afraid to buy a card that you want.
Even if you pay extra?
Yeah. Cell phone service is terrible. So that's why I really tell you to take pictures of the cards you want and ask what they want for them, because you will not be able to look up eBay comps.
Do you think cell phone service is terrible on purpose?
I don't know. It's a big concrete building with a ton of people on Wi-Fi and all that stuff there. Maybe.
I just wonder if it's like, oh, no, we don't want everybody looking up our cards and, getting better deals on eBay during the National. We just want them buying.
Yeah. I mean, also, if you have some cards to grade, PSA, BGS, they're all there on site grading cards. You can pay a little bit extra and have them graded literally that day.
So pay a little bit extra as compared to what? So like, what is it per card?
I don't know what it would be now since everything's opened up and all that stuff. But I think it was like $350 and you got your card that day.
$350 for a card?
Back then, when it was $300 for Express already.
Okay.
So you can literally take your card there, pay $350. They grade it and slab it and have it back to you. So,
can you argue with them right in front of you, right in front of them about the grade?
No, I don't think so.
Jump them. I want a better grade. Man, I can't wait to go to next year's.
It's just be ready for it. It's overwhelming if you've never been to one before, just because how much there is and how many people there are and all the cards that you've never seen before. Like, even if you're not into certain things, you're going to see stuff and you're going to be like, oh, this is awesome. Like, some dude had a whole entire booth of graded Super Bowl tickets. And I was looking at, like, the Bengals 49ers ones, and I'm like, I kind of want to buy these.
If they had won.
I don't even care that they didn't win. But I was like, oh, these are cool. I kind of want them.
Cool. So it's like that, what was it, the St. Vincent St. Mary roster book or whatever that I bought. It was like, I've never seen this before. This is pretty sweet.
Yep. Yeah, there's everything. Again, man, anything and everything for sports, you'll probably find it there. Tons of sealed wax. Sealed wax, actually, you can find pretty good deals on.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually one thing that I found the best deals on early in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I wonder if there's people that just like, they're going to make their money on it. So just, get rid of it and focus on the other stuff.
Yep. they have like seminars and people talking and stuff too. If you want to like, and they got chairs. They have a whole entire section of breakers just breaking too, that you can go sign up for breaks and stuff like that.
All right. How do we get ourselves breaking next year?
I think it's too late. We'd have to go to we'd have to sign up this year for the following year.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. If you are into cards and you like going to card shows, it is something that is worth going to because you'll never forget it the first time you went to one. I'll tell you that. You'll never forget it.
I still have face that I missed the first one, but
and you know, we had a little bit extra fun because of the Southern Hobby Party.
Oh yeah,
and winning Immaculate and getting to meet a bunch of people, dude, like Chris from Nash Cards and Mike from Geo Breaks and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun meeting some of those guys that you listen to other podcasts on. And
Gersh's boy from Mojo.
Yeah, C-Rad was there. C-Rad. Yeah, dude. And a lot of them were the nicest and super nice. And they gave out tons of free packs all night. And it was just kind of junky packs, but they're still fun to open. But it was cool meeting everyone and seeing. It's in such a nice area in Chicago, too. I'll say that. Like, it's in the perfect, like Rosemont, where it's at, is the perfect place to have it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't. I mean, Chicago's you got to find it the right place in Chicago if you're going to have it there.
There's like 4 giant hotels that are right there next to the convention center. And then they have like this fake grass football field, kind of, but smaller area where they have concert and live bands. And then all around those, they have bars and restaurants. And it's literally right outside of where the convention center is.
And everything was packed probably the whole weekend.
Yep.
How early in advance do you have to get a hotel? Like,
as early as you can, I'd say. That's why I just did it instantly when I got
at least 6 months.
That would probably be your best bet, yeah. And again, once tickets come out, don't hesitate and get the best ones.
Gotcha. So I need to go get my hotel for AC then.
I just figured it'd be cheaper now than it would be closer to.
Yeah.
So
how much was it when you got it?
So the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were all only like $69 or $70.
Well, that's before the show, right?
Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday were like Friday, Saturday were I think $189.
Well, that's not bad.
No. So 2 Friday, Saturdays, and then a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It was like $700 or $800 and something bucks for the hotel. It's like
so you're staying there for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna make a little trip out of it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. All right, I don't have anything else for the first the inaugural pod. You got anything, Don? Anything on tap?
I do. You've been watching the baseball playoffs at all?
I actually bet on the Red Sox tonight. So I was sitting at the bar. I said I was with my family and my kids, but we were at this bar down in Canton, and I was watching the game, and some random from the Indians, Jordan Luplow, you remember him?
Yeah.
He had a freaking grand slam off Chris Sale. Rays were up 5-2, so I was like, Rays are already up 1-0 in the series. Red Sox got to take this game. So I went and looked at the live line, and I got the Red Sox at plus 499.
While they were down by 2?
They were down 5-2. They ended up winning like 11-5 or something.
Today?
Red Sox, yeah.
No, they won 14-6.
14-6, that's what it was. Yeah, so yeah, it was 11-5 going into the 9th, and I stopped watching.
Yep.
So yeah, I won my first bet on baseball though.
Tell you what, Randy Arozarena looks awesome.
Again.
I know. He's like Mr. October.
He's literally the new Reggie Jackson.
he really is. He looks amazing again in playoffs.
Are his cards going to skyrocket again?
I don't know. I forget, maybe it was Dempsey I told last night. I was like, dude, I have so many Randy Arozarena rookie cards.
You didn't sell them last year?
No.
Dude, I had a couple that I sold last year for like way more than I should have gotten for them.
I don't even know if I want to sell them now. Is this going to be every year for him?
That's true. I mean, they have. That's the thing, though. He's only one player out of 9. They still got to win the series and
I know.
keep advancing. So that's what's tough about baseball.
Yeah.
Like, look at Mike Trout. He's like probably the best player in our era, and has he never made the playoffs?
I think maybe in his early years they did a couple times, but I might be wrong on that.
At most, he made it once.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he might not ever have.
And at most he made it once and was one and done. And think about that. He hits what 330 every year with like 40 dingers, 120 ribbies, and he can't get a team to the playoffs in LA. Like he's in LA. They have a huge payroll. How is that team not ever able to make the playoffs?
Terrible.
Their GM. How many GMs have they been through? You got to keep firing them because you're in LA with Mike Trout. And now they have Ohtani, and they still can't make the playoffs.
Trout has made one postseason appearance.
Yeah, and they probably lost first round.
And he was one out of 12 at the plate.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah,
it's 12 at bats though. Think about that in the grand scheme of like a whole season, like a regular season. Like, I mean, that's nothing. 3 games.
Yeah. If you're lucky too. I'll tell you who looks good is Lou Bob.
They're down 2-0 though, aren't they?
Dude, Luis Robert, Randy Arozarena, and Yordan Alvarez all look legit.
Yeah, for sure. I was worried about Lou Bob too because he got hurt this year and he started off slow.
Yeah.
Like I thought maybe he was a flash in the pan, but he's doing it again. Didn't he hit like 340 this year?
Yeah, he was. He had a pretty high batting average. Like
I don't think he played enough to win the batting title though.
I think you're right.
But yeah, I think it's probably just going to be Astros Dodgers again, right?
Probably, unfortunately, but it probably will be. I think the Rays have a chance
if they get past. I don't even know that they're going to get past the Red Sox. I think they blew it today. I think the Red Sox are about to just barnstorm them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We got a London game this Sunday for football.
Yeah, big one. The Jets and the Falcons.
I'll tell you what, dude. I envy anyone that lives out on the West Coast. The fact that they get to wake up at 9 a.m. and watch football is the best thing ever.
Dude, I'm with you there because when the London game's happening and I can roll out of bed and I mean, I'm not even saying I'm half watching the game while I clean my house or watch my kids and just get ready for the regular football day. To have a game on in the background while I'm doing that is awesome, especially because it's usually a really crappy game that you don't have to pay attention to.
Also imagine Monday Night Football being done at 8 p.m. instead of 11 p.m.
Yeah. we need to move to the West Coast just for that reason.
Oh, that would be the best thing ever, dude.
Dude, and every championship game starts at 8:30 or 9?
Yep.
We sound like grumpy old men right now. Championship game is not even over till midnight.
I'm pretty sure I heard my dad say that one time when I was 8 years old.
And I was always just like, who cares, Dad? Just man up and watch the rest of the game.
Dude, you're right, because I swear my dad used to be so mad when we would go to Super Bowl parties and stuff like that. And I think it was because of how late the games went on, and I just never thought about it.
Dude, whenever my dad would be like, oh, we should probably leave early to beat the traffic. And I'd be like, what are we talking about right now? Beat the traffic? We're only down 4. And now I'm doing the same thing. Dude, we always think we're not going to be that next generation, and it always happens.
Oh, we're such boomers, dude.
Yeah, we're boomers now. We just got to accept it.
Oh, my God.
Leave early to beat the traffic thing. I remember I wasn't even at this game, but Whitney and I think it was Plotner and Coop maybe went to an Indians game. The Indians were down 13 to 4 or something. And Jay was like, no, we're leaving because he drove, I guess. Made him leave. The Indians came back and like won the game like 14-13. And they were both so pissed that they left.
That wasn't the playoff game, was it?
It wasn't a playoff game, I don't think.
Was it against the Mariners?
No, it wasn't that. No, it wasn't the best one ever.
Oh, okay.
That was the one where we broke the record. It was after that.
Okay. I was going to say, I remember that game, dude, that Mariners-Indians game, because my dad, my cousin Travis came and lived with us for like 3 years when we were younger. I don't know if you met him at the wedding or not, but he came and lived with us for like 3 or 4 years when he was younger.
If I did, I don't remember him.
He's from Seattle. Biggest Mariners fan. He used to get on my dad's nerves all the time about the Mariners and all this stuff because my dad was a big Indians and Reds fan. Well, the Indians and the Mariners were playing the Indians, and my cousin Travis was like, "Oh yeah, I told you they're gonna kill you guys and all this stuff." And they're up like 14-1 or 14-2, whatever it was, and they came back. I've never seen my dad get so like pumped up and in someone's face when the Indians came back to beat the Mariners.
Dude, that was ridiculous. And what's funny about that game, I think it was 12-0. And then the 6th inning, they scored like 3. And it was like, oh, well, that was cute. And then the 7th inning, they scored like another 4. And it's like, okay, you're still down 5 runs. Like, you're still down an insurmountable amount of runs. Like, it's like every inning they scored like 3 or 4 runs and just kept coming back. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I obviously didn't watch the whole thing, but like, you catch wind of it. And I ran downstairs and watched like the end. It was like 12-8 maybe when I started watching.
Yeah, dude, it was. I'll never forget that game. I just remember that game because my dad and my cousin just getting at each other on it.
Dude, if you're somebody who left that game early, you can never leave a game early again, right?
So when did the Indians have that little playoff comeback not too long ago, a few years ago maybe? I forget what it was, but Robbie Souls left because he was like, "Oh, it's over." And they came back and they won, and Chad was like, "Oh yeah, dude, you can never go to another game because of what you just did."
I agree. I mean, I went to game 6 of the Cubs. Me and Withy went to game 6 of Cubs Indians because we thought they're going to close this thing out tonight. It's at home. Like, we want to be there for the celebration. And they were down immediately. That was when Naquin couldn't field the ball out in center field.
Yep.
Me and Withy were in that like foul pole over in left, and we couldn't see what was going on because of where we were. We were probably 10 rows deep in the standing room only. So we couldn't see him miss because like he disappeared into the wall. And then we just heard everybody like going crazy and like pissed off. And me and Withy were like, that was a routine fly ball. What the hell happened? And all of a sudden, like 2 or 3 runs scored. It was like 11-2, I think, in like the 7th or the 8th, and I left. But like, had they started to come back or had they come back? Like, I don't know how you come back from that.
Yeah, I don't know how you do either, especially a World Series game.
I'm gonna say this. So, this is the first time I'm ever gonna admit this, and I'm gonna admit it on the podcast. Game 7 of that World Series. You know the Rajai Davis game?
Yeah.
So it was 6-3 Cubs after 7. Chapman was coming in.
You stopped watching.
I turned the TV off. I went upstairs.
So did I. I did the same thing, Oos.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's where I
never admitted to anybody. But obviously, I couldn't go to bed. Like, I didn't like go fall asleep. Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
In my mind, once Chapman came out, it was over.
So same here, but I'm still too much ADD to like go to bed. So like probably 10 minutes went by and I was just laying in bed pissed off, pulled out my phone, pulled up Gamecast, and there was like 2 on, 2 out. And then I saw the thing flying out on Gamecast and the homer tied the game. And I was just like, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I was like, am I allowed to go downstairs and continue watching this game? Do I have to stay in bed for the rest of this?
If rain delay doesn't happen, Indians win that game.
Absolutely.
I still blame Ebersol for them not winning that World Series.
Did he make the rain happen?
No, but when they were up 3-0, he was like, "Oh, I want them to lose this game. I don't want them to come back home and win it in Cleveland."
It was 3. They're up 3-1.
A 3-1. And
So
he was like, "I want them to come back to Cleveland to win it. I don't want them to win." No, they had to be up 3-0.
they were at 3-1. They lost game 5 in Chicago, and then 6 and 7 were in Cleveland.
Okay.
Because baseball does 2-3-2, right?
I think they do 2-2, 2-1.
Okay, game 6 was in Cleveland because I went to it. Game 7 must have been in Chicago, though.
It was. Garcia went to that.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was 2-2, 1-1-1, but game 6 was in Cleveland. So they lost game 5 in Chicago. They got crushed.
Then they lost game 6 in Cleveland.
And got crushed.
All right, so they were up 3-1 in Chicago, and Ebbs was like, "No, I want them to lose this game so they can win it in Cleveland."
Stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Why would you even say that?
So I don't know if you remember this or not, but a month earlier, me and Withy would have won $25,000 if North Carolina had beat Villanova.
Oh yeah,
in Survivor. And I had another bet for the I had bet the Indians. I'd put like $1,000 on the Indians to win the World Series. Would have won another $25,000 if the Indians had won the World Series. They were up 3-1. And I remember I was at the watch party, I think, when they went up 3-1. And I looked over and I was like, should I hedge? Like, now that they're up 3-1, like, I could hedge on the Cubs. I went and looked. Cubs series line was only plus 300. And I was like, wait a second. They're down 3-1. How is it only plus 300? So I was, like, pissed off, appalled, and I was like, there's no way I'm betting that at plus 300. I'm just going to let it ride. They're going to win.
That's weird that it would only be 3-1.
Exactly. Like it's almost like Vegas knew. I've plus 300. I remember seeing it and I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. And then I ended up just winning nothing. Twice in 1 year.
I had a couple of things I wanted to ask you. Outside of WNBA, are you buying anything?
Right now, I kind of went on like a buying freeze because I was going crazy there for a while. So not really. I'm buying up WNBA.
I said outside of WNBA.
So tell me if I'm crazy here, but I think one possible like future inefficiency might still be those SI for kids cards.
Oh, those are huge. Those could be huge.
I've been buying those up kind of like crazy. I bought a Simone Biles rookie.
Yep.
I bought a Serena.
Yep. Those Serenas were going for a good amount of money for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't get one of those. They're too expensive for me now. I've been buying up a lot of that stuff.
Why don't you get a subscription to SI for kids?
I'm going to.
Okay. That would be the best way to do it, to protect yourself for down the road.
Yeah, for down the road, I'm just going to do that and keep them all. Yep. But for like the past stuff, I've been trying to buy up some of that stuff cheap, at least for the players who haven't made it like huge yet. Serena, I didn't catch early enough, but like I feel Simone Biles I got for pretty cheap. Like that stuff, I don't know. I'm just going to hold that for a while. Like I don't understand. Like Simone Biles is clearly like obviously the GOAT. Like she's becoming like kind of like a global icon. Like that could be worth something.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you buying up?
So I just bought actually on Saturday last week I bought a 2003 Topps Chrome Tom Brady. I bought it was overpaid for it. I thought it was a different card than it was. But didn't get killed on it.
Yeah.
And there's only a pop 47. There's only 47 10s in PSA. So it's a rare card. It's an older card. And then I also bought the LeBron James Topps Chalk Toss an SGC 10 for $325, which they used to be $1,000 card like 8 months ago.
Yeah, that was one of the few good moves I made. Was I bought that Topps Chrome? I think it's an 8.5, maybe. I think it's an SGC. Yeah, it's an SGC 8.5. It's the Topps Chrome LeBron rookie, and I got it for I think $400.
Yep, steal.
And I have it listed on eBay right now for $1,000, but like I got it. I think I got it at like it's dirt cheap low, and like I see SGC 8s listed for like 800. So I'm like, if I just ride it out, somebody's going to jump in and buy this, and it's going to go up because he couldn't have had a worse year last year.
Yeah,
like he was hurt. They lost first round.
I'm currently bidding on a Joe Burrow downtown right now.
You want mine?
No.
You want one that's raw so you can send it.
Well, so I am does yours have the rookie card logo on it?
I don't think so, no.
But it's his rookie year card though, right?
Mm-hmm. Mine's the Don Russ one.
Yeah. I just wonder if like 5 years from now that matters or not. The rookie card.
Like having the RC on it?
Yeah. Or if people are more attracted to the rookie year of his downtown compared to like his second year downtown.
I mean, you can easily prove it's a rookie card.
No. I know that. I'm saying is, does his rookie year downtown hold more value than his second year downtown? Or are they just considered as just inserts?
I only bought Baker's rookie year downtown. Although I kind of, in my mind, want to buy up every year downtown of Baker.
Dude, I love those cards.
They are so sweet.
Like even I was looking at I was even looking at like the Jerry Rice downtowns and stuff like that. Like $250 for Jerry Rice downtown, the GOAT wide receiver. Why is that only $250?
Yeah.
I know it's newer card of an older retired player, but that just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm waiting. I can't wait to get that the Pat Tillman back from HGA. I got that Pat Tillman downtown. They're gonna have the American flag on it.
Smart.
It's gonna be awesome.
Smart.
If that thing comes back like a 9.5 or a 10, whoo, that's gonna be sweet.
I don't know if you can even see this at all.
Can't see it at all.
Yeah, damn it.
A, you're not holding it in the right place, and B, I still can't see it.
It's this year's downtown, so it'll be his second year.
Okay, so you're looking for Burrow's second year downtown.
That's what I wasn't specifically looking for it. I just seen it, and I was like, I think downtowns are like the kabooms. They're huge. They're going to be huge. People love them.
You don't think it matters what year it is?
I do, but I think they're always going to be more expensive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're always going to hold their value.
When I was looking at it, I feel like Baker's rookie year downtown was like, I think I got it for like maybe 600, and his second year was maybe like 200 or 300. So like it's not like regular cards where the rookie year is worth hundreds and the second year is worth $2.
Would you pay $1,000 for a Trey Lance
rookie downtown?
Yeah,
if you believe in him, yeah.
I kind of do.
I
think he's going to be Lamar Jackson better.
At first.
You heard it here first.
So at first, I did not believe in Trey Lance. I thought he was going to be a bust. Then he got drafted by Kyle Shanahan. Then he's started to show flashes. He's got that arm. I feel like it's the same thing as Josh Allen, man, where he had no pedigree. He just had the arm. Yep. Josh Allen was garbage at Wyoming, like literal garbage. And it was just like, oh, they're drafting him because he has this arm. And good coaches like Buffalo's got and like Kyle Shanahan can turn that into gold.
Dude, I kind of think what's the guy's name at Buffalo, their OC?
Is it still DeBoll?
Yeah. He's good. He's a good OC.
He can't be a head coach, though.
A lot of those guys can't, dude. A lot of those guys can't. but they can be good offensive coordinators.
I think they got a good head coach too, man. They
Yes.
got a great
Sean
staff
McDermott.
out there.
Yep, I agree.
They turned that team from garbage to like perennial contender like overnight, and now you don't even remember when they were garbage.
And the thing is, it's too funny to me. It's Stephon Diggs, it's Cole Beasley, it's not these like kind of wanted to be thrown away players that are his receiving core.
I can't believe the Vikings let Stephon Diggs go. He was so good.
Dude,
I mean, they got Jefferson, so
there was talks of him being like an Antonio Brown light.
Yeah.
And he kind of is.
Dude, how many balls did he catch last year? Like 120, 140?
A ton. It might have been 100, closer to 140.
Yeah, it was. I remember looking when I was looking like scouting fantasy football, and it was insane.
Yeah, it's nuts to me. It just goes to show how a lot of the times it does matter about coaching more than people want to think it does.
Yeah, as a Browns fan, I definitely know the difference between Freddie Kitchens and Stefanski is like actual night and day.
Yep.
Freddie Kitchens is going to a movie before the biggest game of the year, and I mean Stefanski probably hasn't seen a movie since like 2016.
Yeah. Yep, it matters, man. I guess maybe one thing before we're done here, so that way we keep it under an hour. But what you got? Any locks of the week bets?
Let's see. What do I like tomorrow? I think Iowa's going to beat Penn State.
Oh, I'm on the complete opposite. You want to do a little $10 friendly wager?
Deal.
All right, boom. And
so Iowa's looked really good all year. They've just kind of blown everybody out. And Penn State has no offense. Their quarterback is terrible. Sean Clifford is terrible. I'm sorry, Sean, if you watch this podcast. But so NFL-wise, I kind of like the Jets.
You think they're making that turn?
You're getting a field goal against the Falcons. Yeah. No, Calvin Ridley's out.
Yeah, I kind of like the Jets too.
Who do they even have? Their defense stinks. Kyle Pitts hasn't done anything. I don't know why they're getting a field goal.
I don't know why either.
As much as I hate to admit it, I kind of think the Browns are going to lose. Baker's still beat up.
Who do they play?
It's at the Chargers.
Oh yeah, they're not winning that game.
It's like a pick 'em too. Like if I wasn't a Browns fan, I'd be hammering the Chargers. Like hammering the Chargers. They looked really bad last week. Like Baker has never looked worse in my life. And during the game, I was like, I hope it comes out that he had like this bad injury that he was dealing with, because otherwise I don't know what I just saw.
Yeah. Well, I texted you and I was like, having Odell Beckham like a wide receiver tied to Baker Mayfield right now sucks.
Yeah.
Because he was wide open for that touchdown.
And that's the thing is I've watched Baker throw passes for 3 years now, and I've never seen anything like that. So I knew something was off. And, I mean, he's got that torn labrum, so I guess I get it. They say it limits your range of motion, and if you're trying to – like that's quick range of motion. So, I mean, it makes sense that it would – I mean, and he's always going to downplay it. Like, so I don't know. I'm trying to think of who else I like this week. I like the Niners as underdog. Take the money line. Niners are plus 200 on the money line at Arizona, with Trey Lance starting his first game of the year.
Yeah, I would take that.
Jimmy G's out. Trey Lance is starting. I think they're going to win.
Yeah, because Cardinals defense has almost no tape on Trey Lance as a quarterback.
Well, and the Cardinals defense isn't that good.
Yeah.
And the Niners defense is good enough to slow down Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So if Trey Lance is as good or better than Jimmy G, I think they win that game.
Isn't Hopkins kind of hobbled up too?
He has been since the start of the year, I think.
Who's your pick to win the Super Bowl 4 weeks in? Can't say Browns.
It can't be the Browns?
No.
Man, I don't want to be boring, and I don't think it's the Chiefs.
Bills? I don't think it's Chiefs either.
I don't think it's the Bills. Like, I honestly think it's the Browns.
Not who's. I said you can't say the Browns.
I'm going to say the Browns.
No.
Okay, fine. Coming out of the NFC, I'm going to say the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. I like that actually.
They look incredible, and I can't
agree.
They look even like decent on defense. And last year they were an abomination on defense.
Well, I mean, what's their head coach's name?
McCarthy.
He came out last year before the season started and said, "Look, our defense is going to be terrible. I'm just letting you guys know this now."
Did he really?
Yeah, in a press conference.
Wow. Well, dude, that Diggs at corner for them is just, I mean, like he might be the best corner in the league for the last 10 years. Nobody's shut down guys like he is right now.
Isn't that Stephon Diggs' brother?
Is that Quandry? I think isn't his name Quandry Diggs, or is it?
I thought it was Travion Diggs.
Maybe it's Travion. Who am I thinking? Maybe there's a Quandry Diggs somewhere else.
There's a Quandry something that just picked off Matt Stafford that used to be with the Lions.
Yeah, that might be who I'm thinking of. But yeah, he's got 5 picks in 4 games. He's allowed like 150 yards, I think. It's ridiculous what he's doing out there. When you can shut down like the opposing receiver with no help, that helps everybody else.
I mean, just look how good the Jets were for a long time because of what's his name, Darrelle Revis.
Yeah, and it's like how much better Myles Garrett makes everybody else. If you have to use 2 guys to stop one guy, how much easier is the job on everybody else?
Yep, I agree.
All right, well, we got to probably close this out. Anybody watching, join us tomorrow night. Well, I guess it's tonight now. It's already 1 a.m. We got some good stuff, but subscribe. Check us out. See you later, guys.